Dallas Cowboys are deep into their organized team activities, and there's a lot unfolding that has fans buzzing about how the team's defense and special teams might shape up this season. One of the hottest topics around these OTAs is the linebacker group, especially centered around Kenneth Murray. For those who don't follow every detail, the green dot on a player's helmet is a huge deal. It means that player is the signal caller on defense, the one relaying the coordinator's calls and adjustments directly to the rest of the defense. Kenneth Murray has made it clear he wants that responsibility again. He's not new to it either. He's held that role before and says he feels very comfortable leading the defense from the field. According to reports coming from the practice sessions, Murray's been working more on the weak side linebacker spot, which suits his athletic profile perfectly. He's got sideline to sideline speed, the kind that makes you think he can cover a lot of ground and create plays all over the field. But what's really interesting is that Murray is open to taking on the green dot duties regardless of where he lines up. Nowadays, it's not uncommon for safeties to have that role, sometimes even others on defense, but Murray seems ready to be that central voice for the linebacking core. He talked about how he feels at his best when he's right in the middle of the action, calling the plays, flying around, and making things happen. It's clear the Cowboys are counting on him to be a leader on the field, the guy who controls the tempo and makes sure the defense is on the same page. Now, looking at the linebacker group overall, things get pretty interesting. Right now, the top two names emerging as leaders seem to be Kenneth Murray and Jack Sanborn. But don't forget Maurice Hurst, sometimes nicknamed Lethal, who might push to take one of those spots, especially in certain defensive packages. When the Cowboys are in their nickel defense, roles shift a bit, and there's a lot of overlap between the traditional middle weak side and strong side linebacker spots. These lines are blurred more than ever in today's NFL, with players expected to be versatile and interchangeable. There's also the question of how DeMario Overshine, who sometimes shifts linebacker formations, might shake up the depth chart even further. The linebacker situation feels like one of the most fascinating position battles as camp approaches, because it's hard to predict exactly how the roster will shape up. Who ends up as linebacker 1, 2, or 3 could come down to matchups, packages, or who performs best in training camp and preseason games. For anyone following this closely, it's a storyline worth watching. If I had to rank my confidence in this group on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say it's somewhere right in the middle. There's talent, but also plenty of questions and room for improvement. Moving on to another defensive piece, Jay Toya has been getting some reps with the first team during OTAs, specifically at the nose guard position. This is notable because the nose guard role is crucial in the Cowboys' defensive front, anchoring the middle and clogging running lanes. Toya working with the starters indicates the coaches are serious about evaluating him as a key contributor. However, it's important not to read too much into early OTA reps. The nose guard spot tends to have a rotation. Osa Odigizua is expected to play the majority of snaps, but no single player is going to play every snap. The backup nose guard will share the load, and this kind of rotation is necessary to keep players fresh and effective throughout the grind of the season. From what's been observed, Jay Toya might currently be ahead of Justin Rogers on the depth chart, though Maisie Smith still seems to hold a spot that could be up for grabs if he improves. Smith needs to show significant growth to cement his place, or else that battle might tilt toward Toya by mid-season. This kind of internal competition on the defensive line is healthy because it pushes everyone to get better. It's still early in the offseason, so things could shift dramatically as training camp rolls in and we start to get more clarity. While we're on the defensive front, Tyler Gayton has been a name getting some buzz recently. After receiving some public praise from the coaching staff, he spoke to the media with a candid and humble attitude. Gayton admitted he has a lot to prove after a less than stellar season last year. He said he didn't perform as well as he wanted and that he's determined to improve this year. One interesting detail he mentioned is that he cut out fried foods from his diet, showing he's committed not only mentally but physically to being in the best shape possible. While it's just words for now, the fact that the coaches have publicly backed him and that he's responding with this mindset is a good sign for the Cowboys' left tackle spot, which desperately needs consistency. We shouldn't expect a complete overnight transformation. It's unlikely he jumps from average, or below to one of the best left tackles in the league in a single offseason. But if he can develop into a solid starter who brings steady, reliable play, that would be a major win for the Cowboys. This is the kind of growth you want to see from a developmental first-round pick heading into his second season. Tyler Gayton's progress will be one of the early indicators of whether the Cowboys' offensive line can stabilize and protect their quarterback better this year. On the topic of exciting rookies, George Pickens is already making waves. His jersey is available for pre-order and has been listed high among the team's most popular. That's always a good sign that a player is capturing fans' attention early. Pickens has been turning heads with his skill and potential, so it will be fascinating to see how he fits into the offense and whether he can become a key weapon. Shifting back to special teams, one intriguing development is Jaden Blue's involvement in kickoff return duties. Blue wasn't known as a return man during his college career at Texas, but the Cowboys are exploring giving him a shot as a secondary option behind KaVontae Turpin. This is a smart move considering opposing teams will always try to avoid kicking to Turpin because of his explosive playmaking ability. Having a reliable secondary returner puts more pressure on opponents and adds depth to the special teams unit. Blue has the athleticism and vision to find and hit holes on kickoff returns, so this experiment could pay off. Of course, he's not expected to replace Turpin anytime soon, especially as long as Turpin stays healthy, but having that backup option is valuable. It could also mean more opportunities for Blue to get his hands on the ball and showcase his speed and agility. Nick Harris has also shared some insights about the nickel cornerback room, where the Cowboys seem to be sorting out their options carefully. Players like Dante Bland, Israel Muamu, Common Hall, and UDF Zion Childers have been rotating through drills, with Childers showing versatility by working both nickel corner and safety roles. This kind of hybrid ability is highly valuable in today's NFL defenses, where players are expected to cover multiple roles and adapt on the fly. There's also Juan Thomas, who has been working more with team drills and might be a candidate for the big nickel role, which is a linebacker-like spot in certain defensive packages. Thomas's skill set fits well for early downs and specific coverage responsibilities, where he's not necessarily expected to shadow the best receivers, but rather help in zone or run support. The Cowboys have some question marks in the cornerback room heading into training camp. If Savannah isn't ready by week 1, the team may need to find another outside cornerback to fill that gap. Names like Gilmore or Douglas have been floated as possibilities. These decisions will become clearer as camp progresses, but it's definitely one of the more uncertain spots on the roster right now. All these pieces add up to a fascinating offseason with lots of battles for starting roles and playing time. From linebackers vying for leadership spots to defensive tackles rotating for playing time, and from offensive line hopefuls to special teams experiments, the Cowboys are laying the groundwork for a season full of potential surprises and shifts. The Cowboys' offseason buzz doesn't stop with the defense and special teams. There's plenty happening across the roster that keeps the excitement building. One thing that stands out is how the coaching staff seems invested in developing depth across multiple positions, which is critical in the NFL where injuries and matchups can change game plans on a weekly basis. The linebacking corps, for instance, continues to be a central focus. Beyond Kenneth Murray's bid for the green dot and Jack Sanborn's presence, the addition of young players and the ongoing competition create a dynamic environment. There's a real sense that no spot is locked down and every player has to prove their worth in drills, meetings, and scrimmages. This kind of competition often brings out the best in athletes, and for the Cowboys, it could be the difference between a good defense and a great one. Moving to the defensive front, the rotation between nose guards and defensive tackles also signals a shift towards a more strategic deployment of personnel. Jay Toya's involvement with the first team might be a sign that he's climbing the depth chart, but as mentioned, rotations at the nose guard spot are standard to keep players fresh. Osa Odigizua still holds the majority of snaps, but the backup's role is vital in giving starters the breaks they need, especially late in games or during back-to-back weeks. The pressure on Mazie Smith to improve cannot be overstated. If he shows progress, the Cowboys gain more flexibility. If not, we could see a reshuffling that benefits Toya or others. The defensive line is one of those units that can define a team's identity, especially in terms of run defense and pass rush, so every player stepping up in practice is essential. Offensively, the development of Tyler Gayton at left tackle remains a storyline worth watching closely. Offensive tackles often take time to develop fully, and second-year players are no exception. Gayton's willingness to acknowledge his shortcomings and his commitment to changing habits, such as improving his diet and arriving early to work, reflect a maturity that bodes well for his growth. While the leap from inconsistent play to elite-level protection is huge, even steady improvement would be a win for the Cowboys. Protecting the quarterback has been a concern for the team, and better. Play at left tackle can translate directly into more opportunities for the offense to operate smoothly. Coach's public support sends a positive message, but ultimately the proof will be on the field once the regular season kicks off. Speaking of promising talent, George Pickens has been creating a buzz, not only with fans but within the team. His pre-order jersey ranking might seem like a small detail, but it speaks to the kind of impact he's making off the field as well. Rookies who can connect with fans early help energize the fan base, and Pickens has the skill set to back up that enthusiasm. Whether he becomes a focal point in the passing attack remains to be seen, but his potential for explosive plays adds another layer to the Cowboys' offensive arsenal. Coaches love to see that kind of dynamic playmaking ability, especially in a league where big plays can change the momentum of a game in an instant. Special teams adjustments are another area where the Cowboys appear to be thinking creatively. The experimentation with Jaden Blue as a kickoff returner is a case in point. Special teams often fly under the radar, but they can be a game changer. Cavante Turpin is an electric returner, and opponents are likely going to kick away from him whenever possible. Having Blue as a secondary option forces opponents to rethink their strategy. His speed and vision could turn kickoff returns into scoring opportunities, or at least set up the offense with excellent field position. It's encouraging to see the coaching staff willing to try new things and give young players opportunities in different roles. For a player like Blue, this chance could accelerate his growth and give him a platform to shine. Defensively, the nickel cornerback rotation is a nuanced puzzle that the Cowboys are still piecing together. Dante Bland and Israel Muamu have both shown they can contribute, and Kamen Hall and Zion Childers add interesting flexibility with their ability to play safety and nickel corner. Versatility is more valuable than ever in the NFL, especially in a league where offenses throw multiple receiver sets regularly and defenses have to adapt quickly. The ability of players to switch between coverage roles and run support without losing effectiveness is crucial. Juan Thomas's role in team drills suggests the coaches see potential for him to fill the big nickel spot, which is often a hybrid linebacker-cornerback position tasked with handling bigger receivers or tight ends. His physicality and skill set make him a good candidate to contribute early, especially if injuries or performance issues arise elsewhere. The cornerback room remains a question mark heading into camp, with some players like Savona possibly not ready for the start of the season. The Cowboys might need to look externally or rely on backups to fill the gap. Outside cornerbacks like Gilmore or Douglas have been mentioned as possibilities, but nothing is set in stone. This uncertainty means that training camp battles will be crucial in determining who steps up. Cornerback play is vital in today's pass-heavy league, and having reliable starters and depth can make a huge difference in close games. The Cowboys' ability to find solid performers here could very well shape their defensive success this year. Overall, these off-season developments reflect a team that is working hard to iron out kinks, develop talent, and build depth. The blend of veterans fighting to keep their jobs and young players hungry to prove themselves creates a competitive environment that benefits the entire roster. For Cowboys fans, it means there's plenty to watch and look forward to as training camp draws near. The coming months will be crucial to see who stands out, who improves, and who seizes the opportunity to become a key piece in Dallas's quest for success. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. The Dallas Cowboys could be facing internal turmoil as rumors swirl about a heated exchange between offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer and tight end Jake Ferguson. According to sources close to the situation, Schottenheimer allegedly lost his patience during a recent team meeting, reportedly exclaiming, "He's not playing for me anymore," in reference to Ferguson. While no official statement has been released by the Cowboys organization, insiders suggest that tensions between the two had been building for weeks. Some speculate that Schottenheimer has grown increasingly frustrated with Ferguson's on-field performance, particularly his inconsistency in route running and blocking assignments. Others, however, believe this might be more about clashing personalities and differing visions for the offense. This rumored fallout has sent shockwaves through Cowboys Nation, with fans and analysts alike questioning how such a key player-coach relationship could deteriorate so rapidly. Ferguson, who emerged as a reliable target last season, was widely expected to play an even larger role in the Cowboys' offense this year. His chemistry with quarterback Dak Prescott had been one of the bright spots in recent months, making this rumored rift all the more surprising. Schottenheimer, known for his fiery approach and high standards, has neither confirmed nor denied the alleged outburst, leaving many to wonder about the true state of the Cowboys' locker room. Some close to the team insist that this is just a minor bump in the road, while others fear it could be the sign of deeper issues within the coaching staff and player dynamics. As training camp looms, all eyes will be on Dallas to see how, or if, this situation resolves. Will Ferguson find his way back into Schottenheimer's good graces? Or will this rumored schism mark the beginning of a new chapter for the Cowboys' offensive scheme? For now, it remains one of the most talked about whispers in the NFL offseason. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.